What's going on, y'all? So this is day one of checking traps, and all of the water traps that are over here by the pond and the creek, all of those are empty. And I see I got a coon, that's the first catch of the season. I got like a pretty big coon over here in the Duke DP. But right now I'm gonna go ahead and set some more traps. Yesterday I didn't have my drill with me, so I didn't put in like any of the bobcat sets. I've been getting a real big bobcat on camera down here, so I was planning to put some bobcat traps in, but like I say, I forgot my drill yesterday, so I didn't do it. Checked the trail camera this morning when I woke up. The bobcat was standing like right where I was gonna put the trap, so we probably would have caught him. But anyway, my plan today, I'm gonna put in 2 bobcat sets and 2 coyote sets. I actually already did 1 coyote set and 1 bobcat set. They're around this curve over here. So before we leave, I'll show you guys that. But I figured I would just show you me setting a coyote trap. This is gonna be a flat set. I'm gonna put it right here. I walked this trail. I saw coyote poop down the trail, and I saw coyote tracks up the trail. So we know they're walking this trail right here. We're gonna put a trap right here. I'm gonna do a flat set. And then over around where the coon is, it's a deer feeder over there. And that bobcat comes, and it looks like he's checking that feeder almost every night. It's probably like mice, or I don't know if he's looking for mice or squirrels. He comes there kind of early in the morning and in the middle of the night. So it's probably squirrels and mice over there trying to eat some of the corn, and I'm pretty sure that's what he's looking for. But I'm gonna put a dirt hole set in over there, and we're gonna block it in really well. I'll show you guys about it in just a second. But I'm gonna go ahead and start working on putting this set in, and after I get those 2 traps set, we'll take care of the raccoon, reset that trap, and then I'll go put bait and lure on everything. So let's get that going. All right, y'all, I'm gonna try to do this where you can see exactly what I'm doing. But this right here is just gonna be a flat set. I know a lot of people swear by the dirt hole sets for coyotes. I've caught plenty of coyotes in dirt holes, but it seems like I have more luck with flat sets for whatever reason. So all we're gonna do, we're gonna take this little clump of, I don't even know what this plant is, but it looks, I don't know what you want to call it, but this little clump of grass right here, that's gonna be like the backing for our set. So we're gonna have a trap right here in front of this, and I'm gonna end up probably taking like this right here. I'll probably punch a hole right in here. I might do 2, like 1 on each side of it, and I'll put a different lure in each side. You don't have to do that, but it could help out. I'm not sure exactly what lure I'm going to put in it just yet, because I'm going to go walk around and look at all the traps and try to make sure I got different stuff at each one. Because you know, if they go to one set and they're not interested in it, and then they come past the other one and it's the same smell, they probably won't be interested in that either. So like I say, we're gonna put this trap right in front of here, and then we're probably gonna put a hole on either side of this little clump of grass, put lure down in there, and then we're gonna take some coyote urine and put on this clump of grass. And that's basically like when the coyote passes through, it's gonna act almost like how should I say this, like a territorial kind of response, because it'll probably make him think another coyote has came here and marked this territory. All right, so got my trap here. When I'm trying to catch coyotes and foxes, I always use an MB-450. The MB-550 is a good trap as well, but if you're trying to sell the coyotes and foxes on the live market, you probably want to invest in a MB-450. It's a smaller, lighter trap, and you have less chance of damaging the coyote or the fox's feet using a smaller, lighter trap like this. This trap will hold coyotes. I've caught plenty of them in it. Some people think you have to have a bigger trap or like an MB-550, but this right here is an MB-450 fox trap, and it will work for coyotes. This is what I like to use when I'm trying to catch them for the live market. So for the bobcat, we're actually going to use a 550 because they have such big feet. It'll probably make more sense to use the 550 for the bobcats, and I use this 450 again for the coyotes and foxes. And we got a trap stake right here. This is a Berkshire heavy duty stake. I'm trying to make sure y'all can see that. And let me see here. I'm probably gonna have the trap placed like right in here somewhere. but you need to go ahead and get this trap staked down. Yeah, right in there somewhere. It's gonna work out just right. So we're gonna take a trap hammer and get this trap staked down in the ground. So then you're gonna just pull up on the trap, and that sets the anchor. So whatever we catch in this trap is not going anywhere. So right now, I'm just opening this trap. We're not setting it all the way just yet. Just gonna open it. All right, so the main thing I'm trying to do right now is see exactly where I'm gonna have the trap sitting. And since we're trying to catch a coyote, I want it to be probably about like 9 inches or so, 9 to 10 inches away from where the lure and everything is gonna be. And we want it offset to the right just a little, because you gotta imagine when the coyote's coming to sniff this lure and urine and everything I got right here, you know, he's probably gonna, bam, take a step like that with his right foot. So you want it just offset a little. So once you figure exactly where you want it, you can just take your trap hammer, kind of outline the trap a little. Now this part's kind of tricky because you need to dig it out enough to where we can bury the trap. But you also need the trap to be sturdy and not wobbling around. If the trap wobbles too much, the coyote sometimes can feel it under his foot. They feel the ground shift, they're out of here. See, so y'all see that? That is not what you want in the slightest. So let me dig this out a little more. I'm trying to get it just right. There's a lot of roots and stuff in here too. That's also contributing to the trap being wobbly. All right, so I think that's starting to look kind of good to me. Yeah, the trap feels solid now. It's not moving around. So I'm gonna start just trying to make sure there isn't too much dirt under the pan of the trap so it will fire. So again, this is another thing that I do sometimes. I don't always do it, but it's supposed to be freezing for several nights this week. So I just take a little bit of this flake, it's called flake, I think flake antifreeze. You can just drop a little bit of this in here just so the dirt won't freeze around the trap and so that the trap will still go off. I don't always do this, and you do not have to do this, but I figure it won't hurt to have it in there. So another thing that I do to help with that is I take a little peat moss, because peat moss is way drier than the dirt that's already here. I'm gonna put just a little bit of that in there, and I'll take a little bit of dry dirt. If you know somebody with a barn, the dirt under that barn is usually dry because of the roof on the barn. So you can just dig a little bit of that dry dirt up, and that's what I use. Again, that's just going to make it so that the dirt around the trap won't freeze, and so the trap will fire, because it's going to be freezing for several nights this week. So all right, just working on making sure the trap will still fire. And let me see here. I like to use these little latex pan covers it just helps guarantee that your trap will fire and no dirt gets under the pan. And they sell these in different sizes as well. Like I have some that fit in the 550s and some that fit in the 450s. So you see, it's basically just a little piece of latex and you just lay it over the pan before you set the trap. So this trap has a night latch which lets you know it's ready to fire. So let's go ahead and get that ready to go. And you'll hear an audible click, and that click is the night latch being set. So boom, y'all heard that? The trap is ready to fire. So now I'll just take my pan cover here, place it over the trap, over the pan should I say, like so. And we'll take just a little bit more of that peat moss. Get more of that dry dirt. Yeah, and it still feels solid. Just trying to make sure that dirt is pretty tight around the jaws of the trap. Alright, so now we're just going to work on covering the trap back up. And we know the pan on the trap is right here. You don't have to, but sometimes it's good to have the pan be like the low spot in the set, because for whatever reason they'll be more apt to step on that low spot. You're just trying to blend it in so you can't tell that anything is here. Try to make it look back natural. You don't want to put too many leaves and stuff in it, but you want it to look natural so that they can't tell anything happens. Alright, so let me see here. I'm gonna come back to this trap and put the lure and the urine and everything on it, but I mean this spot right here is pretty much ready to go. Another thing you can do to try to make sure that the Coyote works the trap kind of from this side is you can try to use blocking. Now with coyotes and foxes, you don't need to do too much blocking because it'll probably scare them away from the trap. And what blocking is let me see if I can find a stick right here somewhere. Like, all right, I'll just use this for an example. This is blocking. That's it. So what we're trying to do is kind of block them from working the set on this side. You got a stick. I mean, you can use a rock, a pine cone, just whatever feels natural to you. Just sit it there. It'll kind of force the animal to have to work the trap from the other side because they're not going to want to step on a stick, you know. I mean, you can even take little sticks like this and just stick them in the ground, have them sticking up. Just anything to kind of force them to step this way instead of that way, because our trap is right here. And again, that's probably, well, it's a little more than 9. That's probably about like 10 or 11 inches away from where we're gonna have the lure and everything. But with that, all you have to do, you could put one hole in the middle, or you could put 2 on like either side of it, and then that way you can put 2 different lures in it. And I think that's what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna try to put 2 holes, just 2 little holes to put our lure in. And you know, a coyote has such a strong nose, they should be able to smell that lure if they're walking down this trail. Bring them right over here to the set. But I don't know why, I kind of like this little stick right here. I think I'll put it right here like that. And do some blocking. Now all I gotta do is come back, add the lure, put a little urine right here, and we should be good to go. Now this spot, I mean, the spot is great, but this, like, it's kind of got a little hill. That's not really ideal, but it should work out. Cause I mean, you got the block in here. We're gonna have the lure, the urine, and they should bring them like right here. I don't see why it wouldn't work. So let me go work on putting in that set for the bobcat, and then I will take care of that raccoon over here, and we'll be on our way. So that's the first catch of the season right there. Pretty decent sized coon. Probably get a better look at him before we head out. But let me show y'all this. Is where we're gonna be setting this bobcat set. It's gonna be a dirt hole, but it's kind of gonna be similar to a cubby set as well. So you can block the bobcats in way more than coyotes. Like I can kind of etch out a little square and then put sticks and stuff all around that square, and the bobcat will put his foot directly in that square because it's going to be like completely blocked all around it. But coyotes usually don't go for that. But anyway, I'm trying to get, all right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and put a dirt hole in the back of that. Then I'm gonna block it off real good. So let me start on this one, and then I will come back. I'm gonna also add flagging. Flagging can be like a just something to draw the cat's attention. So I'm probably gonna use like a duck wing or a turkey feather on a fishing a piece of string, like fishing string, and fishing line or whatever, and I'll hang it above on one of these limbs, like directly above where we're about to put this set in. But let me go ahead and start working on that real quick. Make sure we're gonna be able to get a dirt hole in right here. So we got the hole right there. I'm probably gonna move the stick back over like this, like so. We're just trying to block the cat to where he only really can get to the hole by coming right in here. And again, for the bobcats, I like to use MB-550. It's a little bigger. They have much bigger feet than like the coyotes and foxes. And let me see here. Probably gonna put that trap like right here. Now with the canines, the coyotes and all of that, I have the trap offset to the right. But with bobcats, I want the pan of this trap to be in line with the hole, because it seems like for whatever reason they use the way they approach, their feet are almost directly in front of them. So, and again, I usually do 9 to 10 inches away from the hole. That's where I want the pan to be. But with cats, you can bring it out way more. So I'm not gonna bring it out like terribly far away from the hole. Generally I do the 9 or 10, but we may do just a little bit more. And I will block it even more after I get the trap set in there just right how I want it. So let me go ahead and anchor this thing right quick. Dang. Alright, so that trap isn't going anywhere. Yeah, I think that's gonna be fine. Go ahead, try to etch out where the trap is going. Oh, it's a root under there. It's about to make it aggravating. Again, we're gonna take just a little bit of this flake antifreeze. Just trying to get it so that this trap won't freeze in place and not fire. Take some peat moss. Take a little dry dirt. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and set that night latch. The trap's ready to fire. Take a pan cover, place it in there like so. Kind of just stick. Alright, we'll take a little more peat moss, put it in there. Again, it's just to keep everything good and dry. A little more dry dirt. So now, with this being a bobcat set, once I cover this trap up, we're gonna move this stick back right here. I'm gonna put sticks on right in here, and I'm gonna put a bunch of sticks right here too. And what that will do, it'll kind of force the cat to step right in this opening. So, you know, that works with bobcats. It doesn't necessarily work with coyotes and foxes. I mean, I've caught them in sets like this that I made for bobcats, but I think this is more so kind of a bobcat specific kind of thing that we're setting right here. So let me work on trying to cover this back up a little more. So alright, this is what I like to try to do now. I mean, you can really block them in there. Just trying to see what's gonna work the best. Let's see here. It might be too much. Let's see. And we trying to make sure we got enough sticks all around to where that cat will step exactly where we want him to. And surprisingly, this works, y'all. Trust me. I know it might look crazy, but it works. I mean, we can even fine tune it with like these little sticks. Just something that simple. It will force them to put the foot right there, which is where the trap is. Right where the pan is, should I say. Now, I got OCD when it comes to the trapping stuff. That's why it takes me so long to get my sets in. I'm trying to make sure this thing is just right. I think that looks good, man. I just feel like he's gonna, bam, step right in there. Yep. We're forcing him to put his foot where we want him to. Now, this might be OD. I might have overdone it. But I feel like all of this, I mean, it's leaving him a perfect spot to put his foot. So when he comes to check this out, I mean, you know, if he sees that hole back there, I'm gonna have some lure and bait down in there. He's gonna want to check it out, and then boom, perfect spot to step right there. Why not put your foot there? You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure this is gonna work out. As long as that cat comes back through, we'll probably have him. But I got another set that I put in on another path that I've also got pictures of a cat on. But it seems like the cat that's been on this camera is a bigger bobcat. I'm hoping it's a tom. Every cat that I've ever caught so far has been a female. I'm trying to catch me old tom bobcat. But pretty sure y'all see that. Let me show y'all what it looks like head on. So, I mean, it's a lot of roots in that dirt hole, but I think it's gonna work out. I'm gonna put the bait and lure and everything down in there. But right here, perfect spot on the step. Hopefully he steps directly in that square. And he'll be there when you come back to check the trap. But again, I'm gonna add some flagging. I'm probably gonna put it like right on one of these limbs right here and have it hanging, and that will draw his attention to this set. And he'll come over here, he'll smell what I got going on, and hopefully we'll have him. So I think right now I'm gonna go around and put the lure on all the sets and take care of this coon and reset that trap, and we'll be out of here. All right, I'm about to put a little lure and gearing on this spot. I mean on this set, and we'll be ready to go into the next. So all we gonna do, I thought about putting a hole right here, but I don't think I'm gonna worry about that. I'm gonna just take some of this lure. What we got right here is some Yodel Dog by Cavens. Really good lure to use when you're trying to catch coyotes. I don't know if it's gonna focus. Bam. Really good lure to use when you're trying to catch coyotes. Just gonna take this stick. I'm gonna put a little bit of this Yodel Dog. Doesn't take much. But you can put a little right here. Put it right on the end of this. You can put it under it. Then I might take a little and put a little right here. Put that stick kind of under this log that I got laying here. So when it comes in, they're gonna smell that lure. I mean, they're probably gonna go right to it, trying to sniff it out, see what it is. Then I got some under here as well. Trying to see, well, I was gonna leave it right there, but I might stick it under here. That might be even better. And honestly, you don't have to use this much. You probably can get away with way less than what I'm using right now. Sometimes it only takes like a pea-sized drop. So we got that, and now I'm just gonna take a little bit of this coyote urine. I'm just gonna put it right here. And this should elicit a territorial response. Another coyote will want to mark this, and hopefully he'll step in the trap. So I think that looks pretty good. You got blocking, not too much, trying to make it look natural. I think that looks good. Man, hopefully the coyote will be there the next couple of days. All right, so this is the Bobcat set that I was working on earlier. I didn't get this one on video. I just went ahead and did it when I got done here. So let me see what we're gonna use here. I believe we're gonna use some a lure called Feline Fix, and we're gonna use a bait called Hiawatha Valley. Both are made by Cavens. So this is the lure we're gonna use. Bam. You see, is it gonna focus? Yeah, there we go. Feline Fix. It's got like bobcat glands in it. This is a really, really good lure to use with cats. Every time I catch one, I've used this. And Hiawatha Valley. This is another good one to use. I wish y'all could smell this, man, because it smells freaking terrible. But I'm pretty sure that the predators like stuff like this, but this smells disgusting. That's how you know it's a good bait. It smells terrible. You probably smell it from a mile away. So we got a good chunk of that Hiawatha Valley. Drop it down in the hole. Now I put a little of that like right here at the top of the hole, and then I'll put a little more down in the hole. Now I'm just gonna take a little Bobcat urine right here. I'm gonna spray it. There's probably more than I should have used, but that should do it. Put it one more time. And I'll also take a little bit of, not too much, but just a little bit of feathers. Because you know, bobcats, I think they'll bury things sometimes that they've hunted. So I'll just take a little bit of feathers and put them right there in the hole. That should draw his attention over here even more. Now the last thing we're gonna do right here is put up some flagging. You see, like this wing right here, a bobcat is a cat. So things like this will draw their attention. And I mean, I've been getting trail camera pictures like maybe 30 yards from here of a cat using this road every other day or so. So if he's coming down this road, I mean, he'll probably see this wing bouncing from a mile away, and that will bring him on into the set. So let me tie this up. And this is basically what we call flagging. Yep. Yeah, should bring a cat on in. Should be able to see that from a good little distance away. Alright, so with this trap, I saw a little coyote poop on the trail. I went back and picked it up using gloves, of course, but I put it right here. That's almost even better blocking, and it's also an attractant. We're gonna just freshen it up with a little bit of this coyote urine. Try to fool them, make them think another coyote's been here. And we'll drop a little back there on that little piece of grass. Then the lure I'm gonna use here, like I said before, I made 2 little holes right here, and I'm gonna put a lure in both sides. Let me see what we're gonna use here. We're gonna use some Coyote lure number 4 from Fleming's Traps. I don't know if it's gonna focus. And I'm gonna use some Dunlap's Hostile Predator gland. I'm gonna put both of those here. And again, it does not take much. So we got that down in one hole, and we're gonna take this Hostile Predator gland and put in the other one. We're gonna go ahead and go set that last bobcat trap and put up my flagging. Well, I mean, the trap's already set. I just need to put my bait and lure in it. And I'm gonna use the same bait and lure that we did on the other one, which was the Hiawatha Valley. And we're gonna use some feline fix. And I'll go ahead and get out of here. I told y'all, man, I moved slow and I got out here late. So it's starting to get kind of dark. So I need to go ahead and finish that and take care of that coon. And I will catch up with y'all tomorrow. We probably gonna have something tomorrow. I mean, we had the coon today, but I feel like these extra traps that I added, and then I still got the beaver and otter traps over there, we probably gonna have something tomorrow. So let me go ahead and get out of here, and I will holler at y'all good people later. It's Lafayette with Trap House Outdoors, and I'll check back in with y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?